If you woke up tired this morning, even after sleeping on a $400 mattress, congratulations, you just got outperformed by a caveman. We like to think modern progress fixed everything. Wi-Fi, medicine, running water. But science shows there are 5 basic things ancient humans did undeniably better than us. And honestly, the last one is probably why your body aches right now. Most people assume progress moves in one direction. Every century, we get healthier, happier, and more capable than the one before it. Better tools, better medicine, better everything, stacked neatly on top of the last generation. For a long time, scientists mostly agreed with that story too. But when researchers actually studied groups still living close to how our ancestors did, the picture got a lot more complicated, fast. Number 1 is sleep, or more specifically, your sleep pattern. In 2015, UCLA sleep researcher Jerome Siegel and his team studied 3 hunter-gatherer groups still living without modern technology. The Hadza in Tanzania, the San in Namibia, the Tsimane in Bolivia. No electricity, no screens, no white noise machines humming in the background. They slept about 6.5 to 7 hours a night, fell asleep within minutes, and almost never reported insomnia. Picture that for a second. No blackout curtains, no melatonin gummies, just real darkness and quiet, and their brains just switched off like a light. There's a lion somewhere in the tall grass outside camp, close enough to hear, and they're still sleeping better than you are tonight, with your door triple locked. Meanwhile, roughly 1 in 3 adults today struggles to fall asleep on any given night. They're surrounded by sleep apps that track a problem none of them can actually fix. They had actual predators in the dark and still slept sound. We have nothing chasing us, no teeth in the grass, no reason at all, and we still lie awake staring at the ceiling until 2 in the morning. Siegel's team even checked their body clocks and found something else strange. These groups woke up naturally as the temperature dropped near dawn, not from an alarm, but from their own bodies reading the cold like a signal. No app has ever done that for you. So what's actually keeping you up at night, if it isn't the danger? But that's not even the strange part. Number 2 is movement. Ancient humans moved constantly, and it made them stronger than most people alive today. Harvard evolutionary biologist Daniel Lieberman has spent years studying the bones of pre-agricultural humans, the people who lived before farming settled anyone down. He found their leg bones were denser and thicker than ours, built for daily walking, running, and carrying loads across miles of open land. Imagine a body that never once sat in a chair for 8 straight hours, because chairs like that didn't exist yet. Life itself was the workout, every single day, and nobody needed a gym membership for it. There was no rest day, no snooze button, no motivational playlist. You woke up, and your body simply did the thing it was built to do. Today, the average adult in a modern city covers a small fraction of that distance on foot. Doctors now treat weak, brittle bones as a normal part of aging, instead of the modern problem it actually is. Their fitness wasn't a routine they had to talk themselves into on a Monday morning. It was just how life worked, every day, without exception. Some estimates put their daily walking distance at 6 to 9 miles, just to eat that day, not to hit a step goal on a watch. Ours is something we schedule on an app, block out on a calendar, and still somehow find a way to skip. Number 3 is relationships, or what we used to call the tribe. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar studied close-knit human groups and found that hunter-gatherer bands typically kept real relationships with around 150 people. Names, faces, stories, all remembered, all mattering, all showing up when it counted. Not followers, not contacts. People who would notice within a day if you went missing. Picture a life where everyone around you actually knew your name, your kids, and your worst day. And they showed up anyway, every single time. No group chat required. Today, plenty of adults report having no close friends at all, even while their phone holds 500 contacts they barely talk to. They had fewer luxuries and more people who'd actually notice if they vanished tomorrow. We have more connections on paper and somehow feel more alone than ever. Public health researchers now talk about loneliness the way they talk about smoking, as something that can actually shorten your life. Ancient humans never needed a study to tell them that. The tribes simply never let them find out what that kind of isolation felt like. Which one of those actually sounds like progress to you? And here's where it gets weird. Number 4 is diet, or really, The sheer variety of it. Ancient humans had wildly diverse diets, and their gut bacteria were healthier because of it. Microbiologist Stephanie Schnorr studied the Hadza and found their gut microbiomes carried far more types of bacteria than the average American gut. Some strains showed up nowhere in Western populations at all, not one. Imagine a gut built to handle roots, berries, wild meat, and insects, shifting with every season. Instead, most of us eat the same 5 meals on repeat week after week, year after year, the exact same rotation. Modern processed diets have actually wiped out entire species of gut bacteria in industrialized populations. They're gone for good, erased before anyone even noticed they existed. They ate whatever the land offered that week and stayed healthier for it. We have entire grocery aisles stretching for a mile, shelf after shelf of choices. And somehow, we eat less real variety than they did with none of it. Funny how having every option on Earth can still add up to eating the same thing on repeat. And just when you think the list is done, here's the one that might sting the most. Number 5 is peace of mind. Ancient humans, by several accounts, were less anxious about their place in the world than we are. Researchers studying the Hadza have noted strikingly low rates of depression compared to industrialized nations. And this is without a single comfort we now consider essential to a good life. No therapy apps, no self-help books, no 5-star reviews on their own existence. Picture a life with no bills, no boss, and no comparison to a stranger's highlight reel at midnight. Just today's hunt, today's fire, today's people, sitting right beside you, actually looking at your face instead of a feed. We built a world stacked with comfort and convenience, and rates of anxiety climbed right along with it, decade after decade. They had less and worried less. We have more and somehow worry constantly. What does that say about what was actually making them happy in the first place? But here's what changes everything, and it recolors all 5 things you just heard. None of this is really about sleep, or muscle, or bacteria, or friend counts on their own. Every one of those was a symptom of the same root cause, a body and a brain built for constant contact with other people, for movement, for real food, for actual darkness at night. Strip any one of those away, and the whole system misfires quietly. It's like an engine still running on the wrong fuel, just worse, for longer, without ever fully breaking down. That's why fixing your sleep alone never quite works, and neither does fixing your diet alone, or forcing yourself to hit the gym alone. You're not missing 5 separate things. You're missing the one environment that used to hand you all 5 for free every single day without you ever asking for it. None of this means ancient life was better. Full stop. No asterisks. Average life expectancy back then was brutally short. Infant mortality was devastating, and one bad infection could kill you within days. Nobody here is trading modern medicine away for a grass mat and a campfire, no matter how good that sleep sounds right now. But sleep, movement, community, diet, and contentment weren't luxuries for ancient humans. They were just the default setting of being human, built in from birth. We didn't get worse at those 5 things because we became weaker as a species. We got worse at them because we built a world that no longer requires any of them, and our bodies never got the memo. Somewhere under the Wi-Fi and the weighted blanket, you're still that same animal, built for walking, not sitting, built for closeness, not notifications, built with a body that expects to move, bond, and rest the way it did for 200,000 years straight. You didn't lose those instincts. You just buried them under convenience, one comfortable choice at a time. Every walk you crave, but don't take. Every night you scroll instead of sleep. Every time you feel lonely in a room full of contacts. That's not weakness. That's an ancient human, still wide awake inside you, wondering where the fire went. Progress gave us comfort. It just forgot to ask if comfort was ever what we actually needed. And somewhere underneath all of it, the oldest part of you is still waiting for someone to sit down beside the fire. So which one hit hardest for you? The sleep, the movement, the tribe, the food, or the peace of mind? Tell me in the comments which of these 5 you think you could actually get back, and which one feels gone for good.